that he had found in this house. It wasn't clear whether he had purchased it or perhaps it was a gift from a friend of his, but he had stumbled across it by chance and read this poem. I was really inspired by it. And it fell to me to find how to get the rights to this poem. It turns out that literally 200 copies of this book had been published. So it was it was privately published with a small press in North Carolina, which had long since gone out of existence. So it was sort of, it became this whole detective story. Who is this poet? Who were his children? I had the local librarian faxing me the obituary of the poet. I was tracking down his family. It turns out his great-granddaughter lived in Seattle. So it turns out his great-granddaughter lives in Seattle, and I call information and just call her out of the blue. And she was very sweet, and she was really kind of surprised because, of course, no one knows about this book. There's 200 copies of it. But she was really excited and kind of flattered, and it was here. It's in the book. And so that sort of thing, that kind of instantaneous inspiration, and it set the sort of theme and the tone for everything which followed in the project that we put together, which is very typical of the way Bruce works.
Right, and going back to what I was mentioning earlier about how in whatever discipline it is, it's all sort of the same for Bruce. The reason why Nathan and I are talking together is because the way Nathan works on book projects with Bruce is exactly the same way we make films. It's a poem, it's a line from a song that will start to set the tone for what will become an amazing work of art. With A Letter to True, which is the last film we made, and I hope you guys can see it, it's really very beautiful. This film started also with a poem.